Have you ever experienced something so chilling, so unexplainable, that it still haunts you? Maybe a strange noise, a shadow where no one should be, or a place that shouldn't exist. If you've had such a terrifying encounter, share it in the comments below and tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to feature your story in one of our upcoming videos. Now, let's dive into a bone-chilling tale that will make you think twice about late nights at the office. David was a hard-working architect, burning the midnight oil to meet a project deadline. His office was on the 14th floor of a sleek modern skyscraper. The building was practically empty at night, with only a faint hum of fluorescent lights and the occasional creak of the structure settling. It was past midnight when David's computer froze. Frustrated, he decided to stretch his legs and grab a coffee from the break room on the ground floor. He stepped into the elevator, pressed the button for the lobby, and leaned against the wall, rubbing his tired eyes. The elevator lurched slightly, and he felt it descending. But when the doors opened, he was greeted with an eerie sight. Instead of the lobby, he was on a floor he didn't recognize. The number above the door read 13. David frowned. There was no 13th floor. The building's directory skipped from 12 to 14, a common practice in many skyscrapers. He hesitated, then stepped out, curiosity overtaking his better judgment. The floor was dimly lit, with outdated furniture covered in dust. Faded wallpaper peeled from the walls, and a musty smell hung in the air. At the far end of the hallway, a flickering light illuminated a single door slightly ajar. "Hello?" David called out, his voice echoing eerily. No answer. He approached the door cautiously. Inside was a small room, empty except for a round table with a single object on it. A file folder with his name on it. Heart pounding, David opened the folder. Inside were photographs. The first few were of him, taken recently, leaving his apartment that morning, working at his desk, even standing in the elevator minutes ago. But as he flipped through, the pictures grew more bizarre. They showed him in the very hallway he'd just walked down, staring into the room where he now stood. The last photo made him drop the folder. It was him lying on the floor, eyes wide open, his face twisted in terror. A sudden noise behind him made him spin around. The hallway was no longer empty. Shadows flickered, growing larger, closer. His breath quickened as he heard faint whispers, incomprehensible but menacing. He ran back to the elevator, slamming the button for the 14th floor. The doors creaked shut just as something dark and shapeless reached the threshold. When the doors opened again, he was back on the 14th floor. The familiar hum of his office greeting him. Shaking, he hurried to his desk and tried to convince himself it was all a nightmare. But when he checked his phone, a new notification chilled him to the bone. It was a photo of him stepping into the elevator, time-stamped just moments ago. What would you have done if you were David? Have you ever come across a place that shouldn't exist or experienced something you just can't explain? Tell us your real-life stories in the comments below. And don't forget to include where you're watching from. We might just turn your experience into our next story. If you enjoyed this bone-chilling tale, give us a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Thrill Up Shorts for more spine-tingling stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.